All right, this is unit 3 today. There's no light in this unit, so we're going to set up outside. But it is around 2:30. We started this morning around 9:15. We're clearing out a third unit. We'll make it not the fullest of units, and then we'll go home and start processing this. But this is what it looks like to have hard work, to make money and pay off your bills and get ahead for the next check while holding down a full-time job. Just got to put a little elbow grease in. All right, we'll speed this video up a bit so that you don't have to watch me painstakingly. This is probably the longest unit of the day, as far as I had to walk down a couple hallways to get to the room and then walk back to the truck. And I had no cart at this facility. They might have had one, but it was probably just as much effort to go get the cart as it was to just bring the stuff to my truck without running that down. One of the things we haven't talked about yet is how to clear out of these facilities. They typically like you to broom sweep it, have all the trash out. So when you're done, you take a photo showing that it's cleaned out. So when you go to check out at the office, in order to get your cleaning deposit back, you can show them the photo, or they'll want to come inspect it. Once they see it's free and clear, they give you your cleaning deposit back, and then you are contractually done, and you can leave, and you don't have to worry about the place and your contract anymore with for the storage units, and all the stuff is now yours. If you do this regularly, you have to, if you resell anything more than like twice in the what constitutes as like garage sales, you have to sign up for a seller ID with the state of California. If you're doing it without, you're at risk, because there are rules and laws against pretty much having a business without doing all the taxes and licenses, right? So I recommend you just legitimize your business and your actions. So in the event that you have a lot of good fortune one day, you're not having to backtrack and have the IRS find out what you were doing with your time, all that other time, and then having to pay and maybe pay penalties. Because I work a full-time job and I work for the government, I definitely have to make sure that I am following all the rules, codes, complying with everything. So I do track my costs. I get to write off the costs off of what I sell. So you can get a CPA or learn the rules as far as tax and record keeping goes. But this is the third out of 3 that I bought. $30 for all 3. I think it was 15, 10, and 5. The first 2 videos you saw, there was mostly swap meet items. We are hoping for a unit with just a little bit more than just swap meet items, maybe some stuff that'll land in my eBay store. So I have to get back to you and tell you if I got anything. That's like a makeshift sword there with a broken handle, or machete. So we'll see after, but it's like 2:30, 3 p.m. on the day. I'm starting to get tired, definitely wearing on me, but glad that I'm going to get out of here within the 8-hour day that I needed to. Good to get everything to the house, and now I've wrecked my house, and so I had stuff in the backyard, the living room, and then this load I'll process in my front yard and put into bins and straight into the garage before I end my day. And so I didn't go until nighttime, but it was still a couple of hours in front of the house when I got back. So it was kind of a long day, but a good day. It's been 2 months since I've done any type of reselling activity, so this was fun to get back in the groove, get some solid 3 units to process, and then it'll be nice to hit a thrift store, find some stuff for eBay, and put some fresh listings on eBay. Plus, I need to find time to make all these other videos for you guys, because I got the how to work eBay series that I want to do. We're gonna do how did I sell things 5 a day while I was gone and not even here, and not listing any new items. So that'll be a video. And then I have a couple of old videos before I left. So I have a lot of work to do to get you guys more content, but it's all exciting. I'm glad to do it. Just got to find the time while managing my day job and getting back into the swing of things here locally. And we're about to hit the end of this and go right over to the other side. All right, this is unit 3 of 3. The last unit I got to pick up and bring to the house since it's already in the truck. We're going to process it out here. I have a load. Unit 2 and Unit 1 are in the house and in the backyard. So we'll process Unit 3 first, and then we'll go through the others. I got a trash can, and then I got 2 containers, one for eBay store, one for the swap meet. So I'll be sorting as we go through and putting them in the bins. Let's see what we can find. All right, so we're going to speed this up again, but also we're going to get right to the point. Why were you watching these 3 videos of me clearing storage lockers as a part-time reseller? Is it worth clearing storage lockers, and what does it take to do the work, to get it listed, to get it sold, and what kind of money can you make? So we wanted to be the reality of the situation of what it is on an average basis to do a storage locker versus what people are saying about other online content of being only the good ones, or sensationalizing their content to show only the good stories. So we just took this 3 set that I bought 3 storage lockers, $10, $15, and $5, and we're trying to monetize them, but we're also tracking our time. We're tracking how much we sold things for and some potential things that we haven't sold yet. But I do have a summary, so I'm going to tell you now versus making you wait. Even though you haven't seen everything I pulled out of this, I figured you don't want to go into it's going to be an hour and 11 minutes to show me exactly processing this, but let's get to the summary. So I put 52 total hours when you count me and my wife at the swap meet for 2 days for 9 hours. So it was 8 hours the first day to do the work I'm doing here, plus clear the 3 units. It was 6 hours the next day to process the other 2 units. Then I went to the swap meet for 2 days, 9 hours a day, me and my wife, so that's 18 hours for the weekend each. And then I spent I'm going to spend in the future about 2 hours listing things that I haven't listed yet to sell on my eBay store. So with that, I'm projecting to make we made $360 at the swap meet this weekend on the miscellaneous random clothes and different things pulled out of the locker. There was a couple of things in there that weren't from the original 3 lockers, but for the majority, it was a lot of clothes, a lot of things from the first 2 units. You can see I got some nunchucks there. Those went in the trash. They were makeshift. But I made $670 is what I'm estimated to make after putting all these things together. In the video today, you'll find I find some South Pole jeans, and I'm conservative with that estimate because 670 is not, I might actually get more than that. But right now it's looking to be around that. Well, if I just took those 52 hours and wanted to make $20 an hour, and I add in the cost of the 2 spaces over the weekend for the swap meet was $85. Plus I also paid $30 for the units, and we're going to add $60 for the dump fee that it will be for the 3 units. So I needed to make $1,215 to make $20 an hour for this. So I ended up averaging about $12 an hour is what I'm projecting to end up like. Some of you might go, oh my God, why does he do this? It's all in the averages. I've had way better units than this. This was a lot of smalls. I spent very little money. I knew there was no big dollar items based on the pictures. I was hoping to get some vintage clothes where I could get a lot more money. This was a lot of knockoff or cheaper brands. So it was $1, $2 grind. But this is what you can expect on a storage locker when you're going on the cheap end. There's a lot of videos you'll see those guys are spending thousands of dollars to risk going after the really good unit. When you get the modern stuff that's from places like Cost Plus World Market and Target and other places, that stuff can actually go for a little bit more money because people know what it sells for right now, and you can kind of get half for it on Facebook Marketplace or elsewhere. But this had a lot of outdated stuff and clothes, so it wasn't a home run by any means. There are some items in there. I must have got like 25 phones and 2 laptops out of this unit. I didn't price those. I might be able to get some for it. I think there was 2 iPhone 1s. I have 2 laptops. I can see if they work. Obviously, if they work, I can get a little bit more money for them. I could just let them go for $15 a pop. So we'll see there. I didn't put dollar values to that. But I tried to monetize whatever I could out of this. Plus, then I have to make the dump run, which I think I'm going to do tomorrow. So I can get the side of my house clear and be ready for the next one. But this is the story of a part-time reseller who clears storage lockers. I don't find anything that I have to go consult an expert on TV to find out how much my item's worth. That's a little bit for TV stuff. Typically, these are just hard work, dirty jobs, and there's not a lot of glamour and glory in it. But I'll tell you, there are times where I'll find a box, 3 boxes full of stuff that's all listable. So those times I can make thousands of dollars off my $10 or $30. So when you start to average them all out, this is probably one of my lesser experiences. There was a time where I think I lost money on one. But for the most part, I do better than these 3. But I want to show you the kind of what could happen, right, when you buy a locker. So if you've never done one before, definitely take your time, focus on just being manageable, small locker, few items, go learn how to clear it out, process it out. Don't go big. I went 10 by 30 on my first one. I filled a 26-footer U-Haul by myself. I had to clear out this unit. It had a bunch of vintage looking stuff in it. I cleared it out, got it in this U-Haul. I had to get the U-Haul was like $150 for a day. I had to get it back, process it, take it to the dump, and then turn in the U-Haul, and then come home and process it again. I was spent, and that dump fee was $250. It was some ladies, like 3 businesses of stuff piled in a thing with about 5 pieces of very old vintage furniture and not much else. I was just physically done, muscle failure in my legs, up and down a U-Haul ramp for like an 8-hour day on one unit. And then I came home and I did it again, processing and throwing it away. It was immense. So don't do that your first time. Definitely keep it manageable. I don't want you to think that this is something that you can just easily do and make a ton of money at. This is a grind. This is about finding good lockers, and sometimes it's about getting lucky. So a lot of people will treat this kind of like gambling. They only tell you their good stories. I'm going to keep it more real. I might not go forever long on this video and show you everything, but I wanted to get this out there so you see what 3 storage lockers looks like, that I did not change a thing, showed you everything, and being relatively honest about what I'm going to make and trying to be on the lower end versus overpricing everything at the high end, trying to show you that I'm going to make more than I probably will. Because, when you list it for $30 on eBay, you might sell it for $25, $20. And then they take fees, right? So things just start getting whittled down after a while. But I still love it. Still going to buy more, show you more. You'll see some eBay videos coming up soon on how to do eBay from Sean's opinion. And then you will see what I did while I was away for 60 days, how I still sold stuff without listing any new items. And until next time, keep watching, keep grinding, and most importantly, always be kind.